These old pennies are a silent fortune. People are losing them daily. Rare wheat pennies, body talks about life-changing coin, finds stop scrolling. Stop breathing for a second. And whatever you do, do not spend these coins. I'm dead serious. What looks like dirty old pennies in your pocket right now could be hidden wealth, a silent fortune, a life-changing opportunity people are accidentally throwing away every single day. Welcome back to EagleCoins, and today we're exposing the top 6 most valuable ultra-rare wheat pennies worth huge money coins nobody talks about, coins collectors are secretly fighting over, coins that turn quiet, change into serious money. These old coins are a treasure, and some tiny detail makes them rare in a way that changes everything. Check your pocket now. Check your drawers. Check that jar you ignore. Because these are hidden treasure coins, real auction shock coins, and every next one is bigger, rarer, and more dangerous to ignore than the last. Stay till the end, because the final coin, I promise you, these change everything. Now listen closely. First coin number 1. This first coin looks harmless, ordinary. The kind of penny people toss into tip jars, parking meters, or just lose under couch cushions. And that's exactly why it's so dangerous to ignore. If you've ever seen a 1938 wheat penny without a mint mark, especially one with that soft brown wave toning and honest wear, you might have already spent a fortune without even knowing it. And that thought should make your stomach drop. Picture America in 1938. The country is clawing its way out of the Great Depression. Money is tight, trust is fragile, and people are desperate just to survive. Pennies mattered. Every cent mattered. That pressure changed everything. Mints were under stress, metal supplies were tight, quality control was inconsistent, and speed mattered more than perfection. That kind of economic tension creates accidents, and accidents create legends. This is not fiction. This wheat penny was born at the Philadelphia Mint, which means no mint mark at all. That missing mark is not empty space. It's a silent signal collectors obsess over. The design still carries Lincoln's calm, steady face on the front, watching over a nation trying not to break, while the back shows the wheat stalks symbolizing survival, growth, and resilience. It feels poetic now because this coin survived when millions didn't. Hold one of these in your hand, and you feel it instantly. It has presence, a solid copper weight that feels grounded, not flimsy. Just over 3 grams, nearly 19 millimeters across, thin but firm, with edges worn smooth by real history. This isn't shiny. It isn't flashy. It has that deep brown tone with natural wave-like patterns across the surface original skin that only time can create. That look is everything. That look is what separates hidden treasure from pocket change. And here's where people destroy their own wealth. They see dirt. They see darkness. And they clean it. The second you clean this coin, the silent fortune dies. The value collapses. Collectors want honesty. They want originality. That soft brown toning is proof this coin lived a real life. Clean it, polish it, scrub it, hub it, and you erase history. Never clean this coin. Ever. Now let's talk rarity, because this is where fear should kick in. Millions were minted in 1938, yes, but survival is the real enemy. These pennies were used hard, spent during wartime preparation, melted, lost, destroyed. Finding one today in very fine condition, with clear details, strong wheat lines, Lincoln's coat still sharp, and no damage, that's where the numbers collapse fast. That's where supply shrinks to almost nothing, while demand keeps rising. Collectors don't talk loudly about this coin. They don't need to. When one appears at auction, bidding doesn't explode, it tightens. Quiet, aggressive, calculated. Phone bidders lean forward. Internet bidders refresh non-stop. Nobody wants to let go once they own it. These coins disappear into collections and don't come back. That's why prices climb silently. That's why this is hidden wealth. And there are tiny details that change everything. The sharpness of the date. The clarity of liberty. The way the wheat stalks separate instead of blending together. The color not red, not stripped, but deep brown with natural waves. Original surfaces. No scratches. No harsh cleaning lines. This detail changes everything. Stay till the end of this series, because you're going to start seeing coins differently forever. Today, this single penny, this quiet, unassuming wheat cent, has reached a market value of $256, and that number doesn't feel real until you realize people are still spending them. Right now. Today. That's a silent fortune slipping through fingers. So hear me clearly. Do not spend this coin. Do not clean it. Do not guess its value. Professional grading is critical because authentication is the difference between pocket change and life-changing wealth. Patience is golden here. Rushing destroys value. Respect is rewarded. Check your coins. Check your family's coins. Check the ones that look dirty, especially the dirty ones. Because dirty old coins shock people the most. This coin is special, and ignoring it could cost you everything it's worth. And don't go anywhere, because the next coin is even rarer, even more shocking, and even more dangerous to ignore. Collectors are fighting over it, and most people don't even know it exists. Stay right here. Next coin number 2. Listen very carefully, because this is one of those coins that people spend without even looking. And that mistake is costing families a silent fortune. If you've ever held a 1,947 wheat penny with no mint mark and felt nothing special, that's exactly how hidden treasure escapes. This coin doesn't scream wealth. It whispers it. And those whispers are worth serious money if you know what you're holding. 1947 was not a calm year in America. The war was over, but the pressure wasn't. The country was shifting fast, industries converting, soldiers coming home, inflation rising, metals under stress, demand for money exploding. The US. Mint was under intense production pressure, pushing coins out fast to fuel a recovering economy. Speed mattered more than perfection, and that environment quietly created coins that should not exist in the condition they survived in. This is one of them. This is not fiction. This wheat penny came from Philadelphia, which means no mint mark at all, and that missing mark is not a flaw, it's a signal. Collectors lock onto it instantly. The design is classic and calm on the surface. Lincoln on the front, steady and familiar. Wheat stalks on the back, symbolizing growth after destruction. But look closer, and the feeling changes. This coin carries post-war tension. It feels heavier emotionally, not just physically. Hold it in your hand, and you notice the presence. That solid copper weight, just over 3 grams, nearly 19 millimeters wide, thin but firm, with a smooth, honest edge shaped by decades of circulation. The thickness is subtle, but the balance is perfect. This is not a flashy coin. It's confident. The surfaces show a natural brown tone, sometimes with soft waves or darker patches that collectors call beautiful, not damaged. That original skin is everything. That's where the money lives. And this is where people destroy value without realizing it. They think cleaning helps. They think shine equals worth. It doesn't. The moment this coin is cleaned, polished, or scrubbed, the silent fortune collapses. Collectors walk away. Original toning is proof of survival. It proves this coin lived through America's most intense economic transition and came out untouched by modern hands. Never clean this coin. Ever. Now here's the danger. 1,947 pennies were used hard. They were spent fast, carried everywhere, and treated as disposable. Very few survived without damage. Finding one today in very fine condition with strong wheat lines, Lincoln's jaw still sharp, coat details visible, and no harsh marks is where rarity explodes. Survival is the real enemy here, not mintage numbers. And most of these were simply lost to time. Collectors obsess over tiny details most people miss. The spacing of the date, the sharpness of the lettering, the way the wheat stalks separate instead of melting into the field. The color must be natural, never stripped. The surfaces must feel alive, not flat. This detail changes everything. Stay till the end of this series, because once you see it, you can't unsee it. When one of these appears at auction, something strange happens. No chaos, just quiet, intense bidding. Phone lines stay open. Online bidders refresh in silence. These coins are not flipped. They're held, locked away. Because collectors know supply is shrinking and demand is only climbing. This is quiet wealth, the kind that moves behind the scenes. And today, this single wheat penny, this ordinary-looking cent people are accidentally losing, has reached a market value of $260. That's not pocket change. That's life-changing wealth hiding in plain sight. So hear this clearly. Do not spend this coin. Do not clean it. Do not guess its value. Professional grading is critical because authentication separates hidden treasure from a tragic mistake. Patience is golden. Rushing ruins everything. Check your pockets. Check old jars. Check inherited coins. Especially the ones that look boring. Especially the dirty ones. Because dirty old coins shock people the most. And don't even think about leaving yet. Because the next coin is rarer, more shocking, and more dangerous to ignore than this one. Most people have never even heard of it, and that ignorance is costing them everything. Stay right here. Next coin number 3. Stop everything for a second, because this coin is one of the most dangerous pennies to ignore. The kind people see, hesitate for half a second, then casually spend, never knowing they just let a hidden big treasure walk away forever. If you've ever seen a 1,946 wheat penny with a D mint mark, especially one with that strange greenish shade and honest wear, you need to hear this right now. This is a silent fortune, and people are accidentally losing it every single day. 1,946 was a pressure cooker year in America. The war had just ended, but the damage was still everywhere. Factories were shifting back to civilian production. Inflation was creeping in. Metal supplies were unstable, and the country was racing to normalize fast. The U.S. Mint was overwhelmed. Coins had to move. Pennies had to flow. And when speed meets stress, rarity is born. This coin came out of the Denver Mint during that exact moment, and that small D is everything. At first glance, the design looks familiar. Lincoln on the front, calm and unshaken, facing a future nobody could fully predict yet. On the back, the wheat stalks still stand tall, symbolizing survival after destruction. But this 1,946 with D feels different in the hand. It carries post-war tension. You can feel it. The copper body has weight just over 3 grams, solid and reassuring, not flimsy. Nearly 19 millimeters wide, thin but firm, with a smooth edge shaped by decades of real circulation. This coin doesn't feel fake. It feels earned. Now here's where it gets scary. Many of these coins developed a greenish shade over time, not damage, not corrosion when done naturally, but a unique surface reaction that only original copper and untouched storage conditions can create. Collectors go crazy for this look. It's proof the coin was never cleaned, never stripped, never interfered with. That color is history breathing. And the second someone tries to fix it, the fortune dies. Never clean this coin, ever. People think rarity is about low mintage. It's not. It's about survival. 1,946 pennies were used hard. They were everywhere. Pockets, registers, factory floors, pay envelopes. Most were worn flat, damaged, lost, or destroyed. Finding a 1,946 with D today, in very fine condition, with clear wheat lines, strong lettering, Lincoln's hair still defined, and natural original surfaces, is where supply collapses fast. That's why collectors don't hesitate when one appears. And they obsess over details most people ignore. The sharpness of the D mint mark, the spacing of the date, the depth of Lincoln's coat lines, the texture of the fields. The color must feel alive, not dead. This detail changes everything. Stay till the end of this journey, because once your eyes are trained, you'll never look at pennies the same way again. Auction rooms get quiet when this coin shows up. Not bored, quiet, focused, quiet. Bidders lean in. Phones stay pressed to ears. Online bids jump in controlled steps. No one wants to overreact, but no one wants to lose. These coins don't get flipped. They disappear into collections. Held, guarded. Because everyone knows the truth. Demand is rising, supply is shrinking, and this is quiet wealth at its most dangerous. Today, this single wheat penny, this ordinary cent people are accidentally spending, has reached a market value of $230. That's a life-changing opportunity hiding in plain sight. So listen carefully. Do not spend this coin. Do not clean it. Do not assume. Professional grading is critical because authentication is the line between hidden treasure and heartbreak. Patience is golden here. Rushing destroys value. Respect creates wealth. Check your pockets. Check old rolls. Check family collections. Especially the coins with odd colors. Especially the ones that don't shine. Dirty coins shock people the most. And don't move, because the next coin is even rarer, even more shocking, and even more dangerous to ignore. Most people have already spent it, and they'll never forgive themselves when they find out what it was worth. Stay right here. Next coin number 4. Do not blink right now, because this coin is one of the most dangerously misunderstood wheat pennies ever made. The kind people see as ugly. The kind people think is damaged. The kind people spend without hesitation. And that mistake is costing them a hidden big treasure they will never get back. If you've ever seen a 1,949 wheat penny with a D mint mark, especially one with those strange black spat marks and that beautiful antique look, listen to me carefully. This is a silent fortune, and ignoring it is not harmless. 1949 was not an easy year. America was rebuilding, reshaping, and respending after the war. Prices were rising. Pressure was everywhere. The economy was shifting fast, and the mint was under constant demand to push coins out quickly. Speed ruled the day. Perfection didn't. And when you combine pressure, metal stress, and non-stop production at the Denver Mint, something rare is born quietly. That small D under the date marks a coin created in a moment of intense transition, and collectors feel that energy instantly. At first glance, it looks like just another wheat penny. Lincoln on the front, steady and familiar, carrying the weight of leadership in uncertain times. On the back, the wheat stalks still stand, symbolizing growth, stability, and survival. But then you see it. The surface. Those dark, black, spat-like marks scattered naturally across the coin. And this is where people make the biggest mistake of their lives. They think it's damage. It's not. When it's original, untouched, and naturally formed, collectors call it beautiful. They call it rare. They call it untouchable. Hold this coin and you feel it immediately. Solid copper weight, just over 3 grams, nearly 19 millimeters wide, thin but firm, with an edge softened by real circulation. The thickness feels right. The balance feels right. This coin has presence. It doesn't scream for attention, but it commands it. The black spats, mixed with deep brown tones, create an antique look that cannot be faked. That look takes decades. That look takes survival. That look is where the money lives. And this is where fortunes are destroyed. Someone sees black marks and thinks, I should clean this. The second that happens, the value collapses. Gone. Finished. Collectors walk away instantly. Original toning, original surfaces, original character, that's everything. Never clean this coin. Ever. Cleaning doesn't fix it. Cleaning kills it. Now understand, this 1,949 pennies were used hard. Spent everywhere. Gas stations, diners, factory floors, corner stores. Most were worn flat, damaged, lost, or destroyed. Finding a 1,949 with D today in fine condition, with clear wheat lines, readable date, visible coat details, and untouched surfaces is where rarity explodes. Survival is the enemy here. Not mintage. Survival. And very few made it through honestly. Collectors obsess over tiny details most people miss. The sharpness and placement of the D mint mark. The strength of the wheat stalk lines. The spacing of the date. The way the black spat toning sits on the surface instead of cutting into it. This detail changes everything. Stay till the end of this journey, because once your eye adjusts, you'll start seeing hidden wealth everywhere. When this coin appears at auction, the room doesn't erupt. It tightens. Bidding becomes quiet and aggressive. Phone bidders stay locked in. Online bids creep upward with purpose. Nobody wants to scare competition, but nobody wants to lose. These coins don't bounce around the market. They disappear into collections, held tightly, because collectors know something most people don't. Supply is shrinking, demand is rising, and this is quiet wealth at its most dangerous. Today, this single wheat penny, this dirty-looking coin people are accidentally losing, has reached a market value of $250. That's serious money hiding behind a surface most people misunderstand. That's a life-changing opportunity slipping through fingers every single day. So hear me clearly. Do not spend this coin. Do not clean it. Do not assume. Professional grading is critical because authentication is the only thing standing between hidden treasure and regret. Patience is golden here. Rushing destroys value. Respect unlocks it. Check your pockets. Check old rolls. Check family collections. Especially the coins with dark marks. Especially the ones people tell you are ugly. Dirty old coins shock people the most. And don't even think about leaving, because the next coin is rarer, more shocking, and even more dangerous to ignore than this one. Most people have already spent it without ever realizing what they lost. Stay right here. Next coin number 5. Stop right here, because this coin is one of the most dangerous pennies ever put into circulation. Dangerous because it looks normal. Dangerous because it looks spendable. Dangerous because people are losing a hidden big treasure every single day without even realizing it. If you've ever seen a 1942 wheat penny with no mint mark, especially one with those deep brown spat tones and honest wear, this message is for you. This is a silent fortune, and ignoring it can cost you everything it's worth. 1942 was not just another year. America was officially at war. Everything changed overnight. Factories converted, metal was rationed, pressure exploded across the economy and the US. Mint was pushed to its limits. Pennies weren't collectibles back then, they were tools. Money had to move fast. Corners were cut. Conditions were stressful. And in moments like that, rarity is created quietly. This coin came from Philadelphia, which means no mint mark at all, and that absence is powerful. Collectors see it and immediately pay attention. The design is familiar, but the feeling is not. Lincoln's face on the front looks calm, almost defiant, as the country stepped into global conflict. On the back, the wheat stalks stand tall, symbolizing strength and survival in uncertain times. But it's the surface that changes everything. That natural brown spat-toning soft, uneven age tells collectors this coin was never messed with. It lived, it survived, and it stayed original. Hold it in your hand, and you feel the difference. Solid copper weight, just over 3 grams, nearly 19 millimeters across, thin but firm, with edges worn smooth by real history. The thickness feels right. The balance feels right. This coin doesn't feel weak. It feels grounded. The brown spats aren't damaged, they're fingerprints of time. That look takes decades, and it cannot be recreated. And this is where people destroy their own fortune. They see brown spots and think dirty. They think cleaning will help. The second this coin is cleaned, the value collapses. Instantly, collectors walk away. Original toning is sacred. It's proof of authenticity. Never clean this coin. Ever. Cleaning doesn't add value, it erases it. Now understand why this coin is truly rare. 1942 pennies were used relentlessly. Wartime spending. Heavy circulation. Coins were lost, worn flat, damaged, and destroyed. Very few survived with clean details and untouched surfaces. Finding one today in very fine condition, with strong wheat lines, a readable date, Lincoln's coat still defined, and original skin intact, is where supply falls off a cliff. Survival is the real rarity here. Collectors obsess over details most people ignore. The spacing of the date, the sharpness of the lettering, the way the wheat stalks separate cleanly instead of blending together. The brown toning must sit on the surface, not cut into it. This detail changes everything. Stay till the end of this series, because once you see these signs, you'll realize how many fortunes are being spent every day. When this coin appears at auction, the mood changes. It gets quiet, focused, intentional. Bidding doesn't explode, it tightens. Phone bidders stay locked in. Online bids move carefully but aggressively. These coins don't bounce around the market. They disappear into collections. Collectors hold them because they know supply is shrinking and demand is only growing. This is quiet wealth, the kind that moves in silence. Today, this single wheat penny, this ordinary-looking cent people are accidentally losing, has reached a market value of $220. That's not luck. That's serious money hiding in plain sight. That's a life-changing opportunity disguised as spare change. So listen carefully. Do not spend this coin. Do not clean it. Do not guess. Professional grading is critical because authentication is the difference between hidden treasure and regret. Patience is golden here. Rushing destroys value. Respect unlocks it. Check your pockets. Check old jars. Check family collections, especially the coins that look old and boring, especially the ones with brown spots. Dirty old coins shock people the most. And don't move, because the next coin is even rarer, even more shocking, and even more dangerous to ignore. Most people have already spent it without ever knowing what they lost. Stay right here. Next coin number 6. Do not relax yet, because this last coin is the one that traps the most people. The one that looks too modern, too common, too safe to ignore. And that's exactly why it's a hidden big treasure people are accidentally losing every single day. If you've ever seen a 1,952 wheat penny with a D mint mark, worn, circulated, very good condition and thought, this is nothing, that thought alone could have just erased a silent fortune from your life. 1,952 was a tense year. America was deep in the Korean War. Inflation pressure was real. Confidence was shaky. The economy was stretched, and money had to keep moving. The U.S. Mint wasn't thinking about collectors, they were thinking about survival and speed. Denver was working hard, fast, and under stress. When that happens, coins slip through history quietly. This is one of them. And that small D mint mark is the key that unlocks everything. At first glance, the design feels familiar. Lincoln on the front, steady and composed, carrying the weight of a nation balancing war and growth. On the back, the wheat stalks still stand, but this is late in the wheat penny era. The end was near. That alone makes this coin dangerous to ignore. End-of-era coins carry emotion, scarcity, and collector obsession that most people never see coming. Pick it up, and you feel the truth immediately. Solid copper weight, just over 3 grams, nearly 19 millimeters wide, thin but firm, with a worn edge that proves it lived a real life. The thickness is subtle, the balance feels right, and the surface tells a story. This isn't a shiny coin. This is an honest coin. And honesty is exactly what collectors pay for. Even in very good condition, originality matters more than perfection. And this is where people make the worst mistake. They assume wear means low value. Wrong. For this coin, survival is everything. 1,952 pennies were spent aggressively. Gas stations, diners, factory wages, grocery counters. Most were worn flat, damaged, or lost. Very few survived with readable dates, visible wheat lines, and original untouched surfaces. That's why collectors chase them even when they're circulated. Cleaned coins, destroyed. Original coins, desired. Never clean this coin. Ever. Collectors obsess over details most people miss. The strength and placement of the D mint mark. The clarity of the date even through wear. The wheat stalks still visible instead of melted into the field. The surface must feel natural, not stripped. This detail changes everything. Stay with me, because what comes next is even bigger than you think. When this coin appears at auction, the behavior is telling. No hype, no noise, just quiet, serious bidding. Dealers recognize it instantly. Collectors don't flip these. They hold them, lock them away, because they know the truth supply is shrinking, demand is climbing, and wheat pennies like this are never coming back. This is quiet wealth moving behind the scenes. Today, this single wheat penny, this worn, spendable-looking cent people are accidentally losing, has reached a market value of $214. Zeroth, let that sink in. That's serious money hiding inside a coin most people wouldn't bend down to pick up. That's a life-changing opportunity disguised as spare change. So hear this clearly. Do not spend this coin. Do not clean it. Do not dismiss it because it looks worn. Professional grading is critical because authentication is the line between hidden treasure and a painful mistake. Patience is golden here. Rushing destroys value. Respect creates it. Now listen, because this video changes how you see money forever. These weren't myths. These weren't fantasies. These were real coins hiding in plain sight. Coins people are spending today. Coins collectors are fighting over quietly. Coins that turn ordinary pockets into hidden wealth. So before you walk away, do one thing. Check your change. Check your jars. Check your family's old coins. Because do not spend these coins, they are old coins equals big treasure, and one of them could change everything. This is EagleCoins, and if this shocked you, the next video will hit even harder. Stay sharp, stay curious, and never ignore a penny again.